What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Sorry for the delay. It's been a busy week. We are at Kingdom chapter 870. Don't mind my baby girl playing the keyboard. She's learning. The chapter is called A Large Scale Strategies. Zhao, under siege by the Qin Combined Army. Fierce attack. Just what is Zhao King Sen thinking in the face of this war? The chapter begins with the Zhao capital, and we are in Catan, the Great Hall. All the all the other ministries, they're talking to King. His name is King Sen, and they're all giving him update. Your Majesty, it's the ninth day, Your Majesty, because King Jin was asking what day it is. So it's already been 9 days. Well then, how goes it? From our end, Riboku's one arm, one eye man. I am Ko-Sun Ryu. I don't remember nobody. Spit it out already. What's up, good gang? Hold on, Daddy's doing this. Now, the one talking to the king, his name is Ko-San Ryu, and he is the one in the ministry that's basically he's a spy. Well, you could call him a spy. Hold on, gang. Damn, Daddy's talking over here, and he's he's a spy, and he keeps Riboku up to date of what's going on. And so the king is asking him, "Tell me what's going on during the war." He goes, "Well then, allow me to address the state of the battlefield up through yesterday, the 8th day." So it's been 9 days during the war, and he knows 8 days of it. Beginning from the south, the enemy army was the Yotana and her unpredictable mountain people. However, on the first day, General Yotana. Damn, gang! Go eat your battle! However, on the first day, General Yotana was quickly removed. Dang, look at this girl. You guys want to see her screaming? Now she don't want to be screaming. However, on the first day, General Yotana was quickly removed from the battlefield, and the Shanjuju, Shan Shishju, so dang, this dude's name is a tongue twister. Shan Shanshuju, the Shanshuju. And with Shanshuju, I'm just calling him Shuju, Shanshuju, at the core of our own army, they were able to push them back greatly. We were unable to take Yotana's head, but dang, gang, what? Daddy's still doing this. We were unable to take Yotana's head, but we took those of many of her chieftains. In terms of the battlefield at large, our greatest result were here. As the mountain army was closest to Catan, here where they are able to break through our lines, we would have been in great danger. Thanks, thanks to Riboku-sama and his strategy, utilizing Sekwan at the Tenbo to quickly remove Yotana, we can safely say that the direct danger to Catan has passed for now. What's up, good gang? Daddy's still doing this. Hold on, okay? So, they're saying that the Yotana army was closest to the capital. They were closest to the capital. And because of that, they poses the greatest danger. Dang it, gang! Wait until daddy finish. Okay? Wait until daddy finish. Fine. Hold on, guys. I know my baby girl just screaming at the top of her lungs. Happy? You happy? You can't touch that though, okay? So you gotta be a good girl. You can't be screaming. So they're saying that the Yotana army was closest to the capital, Catan. And because of that, they needed to stop her. So they let Sekwan, one of the Tambo, who tried to quickly remove her, but was unable to. Yet he did remove some of her general. Now, moving north, Earl Kotumin and the Gaman army were pushed back by the Moten army on the third day. On the fourth day, Riboku-sama entered their headquarters to take control and was able to repel the enemy's army. In 2 days, they were able to return to their previous position and are holding the line. So Moten was able to push them back. And once that happened, Riboku came and took control of that army, the Kotumen and the Gaman army, and they were able to push Muten back to the original starting position. King Sen, he's kind of impressed. Moving further north, the Kisu army, they too suffer a harsh battle against Kuokai's army on the fourth day. But then Riboku-sama took control and reformed rank. Further north, General Futei's army and General Kototsu's army from the first day they were pushed back greatly by the Rishin army and were nearly on the verge of collapse. However, on the seventh day, Riboku-sama once again took control and repelled the Rishin army. Further north, the Gashu army and then King Sen stopped him. Wait, hold on. All you're doing is singing Riboku's praises over and over. And then he goes, I I am relaying the situation as it unfolded during these 8 long days. He has traversed the entire battlefield without rest. Now, this impressed the king. So the king's like kind of impressed. Now, the Gishu army and the king said, stop him. That's enough. After these 8 days, is Zhao winning or are we losing? Kyo Rosen, he goes, the northernmost battlefield, Riboku-sama's original strategy was to have the northern army of Jien and Hangao to engage the Ohan army, and within the first 5 days, pierce through in order to join Shibusho's army in a pincer attack that will wipe out the Osen army. The Ohan army has managed to hold fast, and despite 8 days passing, the Northern Army has failed to make progress. So he's saying that Ohan was able to hold those two armies. Even after 8 days, they still couldn't push past him. That was a great miscalculation, and yet the Shibusho army has not suffered due to this singular error. Additionally, no other battlefield are facing any serious or immediately danger. Even supposing that one army were to be overrun, Riboku-sama has prepared multiple layers of countermeasure and defenses. With that in consideration, during these 8 days, one can say that Zhao's army has held steadfast against the Qin army, who in turn have wagered their countries entirely on this all out offense. He's saying that even though Quinn has used everything they have, the Zhao army was able to hold them. And now this make all the other ministers cheer for Riboku-sama. I knew it. Riboku-sama is our guardian angel. And then the king goes, don't get all excited. It feels like things would have been terribly dangerous if Riboku hadn't been running around like that. Riboku is just so amazing, isn't he? If he wins this great war, he'll become this nation's savior. And were he to be able and were he to be so ambitious, this throne would be his in an instinct. After the king said that, everybody was kind of shocked. And then the king continued, in which case the people will rejoice too. Ku. Finally, Kyototsu Ryu, he says, Your Majesty, even a king, it is unthinkable for the king to be anyone other than Sen Sama. The people wish for nobody else. Ribuku Sama is of the same mind. And then the king go, Oh, is that so? A man who doesn't want more influence that exists? What do you think, Kakukai? And then Kakukai, he is the minister. Was he the minister of the left or the right? He's one of the main minister. And so he goes, no, I. And then another one interrupting, Your Majesty. Well, this real you. He interrupt. He goes, Your Majesty. And then the king go, ha ha ha, cool ha ha, just a joke. As expected, Riboku's retainer are so stiff and boring. But you aren't wrong. The throne is mine and mine alone. Too bad, people. I'm bored with this. Prepare the ground for a banquet. I'll go for 5 days. So because the Zhao army has been able to hold the Queen, the king's gonna celebrate and they're gonna have a 5 day banquet. And then the king goes, If something changes during that time, come let me know. Kuryu san Ku Ryu. Ku Ryu. Yes, sir, understood. And then the king goes, especially if Riboku died, then come running. And at the back of all of these ministries, you can see that one spy. I forgot his name. He's the spy for Lishi, the one that was telling Lishi that the other guy was also a spy. Yeah, that guy. Now the scene changes back to the battlefield. Queen Zhao Great War, 9 days. And we go to the the Gyakukai, the Gakukai's right wing I Ascent army. Asen Sama. We broken through. If we were on the right, can if we on the right can take them out, Muten Sama in the center will be able to. And then as he looked, he sees Muten Sama. Look, the center army, they're not moving at all. So I is saying if they were able to hold steady, Muten Sama, who is in the center, because they're in the right, and Muten's in the center. If he is able to hold, then Muten will be able to push the enemy past that. Aizen Sama, a messenger from Muten Sama at headquarters. From Muten Sama himself, do not advance further. Hold ground here. So Muten's telling Aizen to not advance, just to hold. Don't advance. With this golden opportunity, did something happen to Muten Sama? And then the messenger goes, Muten Sama is fine. Then why halt our advance after we finally broke through? And then the messenger goes, I don't know. Anyways, he said to not advance. And you could see the other wings. I think the other wing is what's that dude's name? I forgot his name, but he is the grandpa's grandson. Is it him? No, he's the other dude. Yeah. Damn. And then they're all thinking, why are you not moving, Muten Sama? And Muten, you see Muten, he's thinking, and then suddenly he realized something. And night has arrived. Now we are in the Gyakuka's main camp, and they're patching each other up. Koryu, that's his name. That's not him though, is it? Koryu. Have you seen Rikusen Sama? Rikusen Sama went off towards Moten Sama's headquarters. Kuryu, he is the grandson of the old man that died by Hoken. Rikusen Sama went off towards Muten Sama's headquarters. Hey, he went all the way to the center army? Yes, is there an emergency? No, it's fine. Just wanted to tell him that Hukaku died. I'll tell him when he returns. And now we changes to the center where Moten is. I assure you already. I I assume you already noticed, but today had the center army move, they could have broken through the enemy's rank most likely. This is Rikusen speaking. And then Muten goes, "Yes, I know, Rikusen. Did something go wrong?" "Not at all, Aizen. Thinking of our supplies, if this drag on any longer, that alone will become an issue. So why did you stand by today?" And the Muten goes, even had we taken them out, I believe we would have been driven back to our starting position. So Muten's telling them that even if they push past, well, you didn't want to sit on daddy. Even if they pushed past, they would have been driven back to the position because that's what happened last time when Riboku showed up. And the Aizen go, "You mean like on the fourth day?" On the fourth day, the enemy's movement clearly shifted. Yes, I believe that day Riboku visited their headquarters. Since there is no Riboku army stationed anywhere, I sense that in this war, Riboku is treating every army as his own. But the reason we lost on the fourth day isn't just because Riboku took command. Just before they were overtaken, clearly another army appeared from within. And so both Aizen and Rikusen, they're like, "You mean they're like, you're saying," they're both kind of shocked, and then they're saying, "You're saying," and then Moten goes, "This battlefront stretches across Zhao from the north all the way to the south. It's unnatural to believe you can hold the line everywhere. Even if one part of the line falls, another line is already set up to stop any advance." And then Moten goes, "Yes, layer after layer. It's perfect." Which is why I believe diving in recklessly would be too dangerous. And then Rikusen says, "Certainly. Had Muten Sama not decided to retreat as quickly on the fourth day, I bet the damage would have been far greater. What do you think, Suku? And please don't ask me anything. I'm way more hot headed than you, Isen Sama." And the Isen goes, "However, if we don't dive in, we can't advance." Muten goes, "It's impossible unless we have a large scale strategy to account for that." And then both Aizen and Rikusen, they're like, "Large scale strategy? Meaning?" And then I think it was Rikusen. He goes, "You're saying you just thought of this? A grand strategy to outwit Riboku's perfect defense?" And then everybody's kind of staring at Muten. And Muten go, "Well," and they're like, "Don't keep us in suspense. Tell us, what's this strategy?" And then Muten goes, "Yes, it involved our original strategy and widening it threefold." Now the scene changes to the next day, I believe, and we're at Kuokai's headquarters. A messenger comes rushing to Kuokai. "General Kuokai, a message from General Muten of the Gakukai." "Huh? Muten of the Gakuka?" "Gakukai." And then it shifted back to the Haishin unit where Kaio 10 is at. The Haiyo had begun to push in. The Den unit got pulled in by the enemy. Keep a close eye on them. The enemy General Fute is more devious than expected. And then the messenger finally reached her. I have a message for General Rishin or Strategy Kyoten from Muten Sama of the Gyakukai. From Muten? Shin is out in the fray, so tell me, what's the matter? Coming all the way to another battlefield to give a message? Don't tell me another assassin is coming our way. The messenger goes, no, no, no assassin. Even if you take out the enemy in front of you, revoke. Dang, gang, gang! Even if you take out the enemy in front of you, Riboku has another defensive line behind them, already prepared to hold you back. So I am here to tell you of a strategy to design to break through that secondary line. And this is the messenger telling Kyoten. But because of the distance, he can't provide exact detail. And the messenger, he's puking. And so Kyoten's like, are you okay? Finish throwing up and speak. Hey, the Kuokai army. And now the scene changes back to the Kuokai. And so one of the Kuokai soldiers goes, the Kuokai army is the center army, and the Haishin unit is the left wing. What are you saying, Kyoten? And then she's widening her eyes and she's thinking, eh? And then one of the Haishin unit goes, Kyoten, and then she goes, Muten. Are you saying that from the Gyakukai to the Haishin unit to view it all as one giant army and to fight as if this is all one single battlefield? Boom, in a chapter. That right here. Now, Muten is saying that those three army they should fight as one army, and they should use Shin as the left wing, the Haishin unit as the left wing, the Kuokai army as the center army, and the Gyakukai's army as the right wings. They're saying that they should fight like that. Now, this is the end of the chapter. We already got the spoiler for the next one, so the spoiler will be out in like 10 minutes. Okay. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Enjoy.